Hiya Queen! How are you doing today? I hope you're all having a lovely day. I'm doing another little vlog for you today. First of all, I just wanted to say thank you so much for all the absolutely delightful, gorgeous comments that you made on my little comeback video that I did the other week. You're all so lovely and kind, and it means the world to me. Thank you. So I thought that I would actually do a similar kind of video today to the last one that I did, but this time it's about a different garment that I've made multiple times. I wanted to record this before I go and have my shoulder fixed in a few days' time. I've been suffering for months with this thing and it's been terrible for the last maybe 3 or 4 weeks, but it started the middle of towards the end of last year, and I was having physio for it, but then COVID happened. Sorry if I've already told you this. I feel like I've told a lot of people this story, so fast forward if I'm boring you. But yeah, and I thought this is non-essential, so sorry, I was having the physio but it wasn't helping, so they said you do need to go back to see the doctor again, and I just never did because COVID happened, and I thought this is not important enough, so I never did. But anyway, it got dramatically worse, and now I can't lift any further than that. And look at my other arm. I'm used to a lot of bendy action with my arm, so to only be able to go to there and pretty much that far back, it's very weird, not to mention painful. It's excruciating if I forget and, like, you know, throw it one way or the other. Oh man, do I know about it. Brings a tear to your eye, and I wake myself up in the night doing it all the time, and it's horrible. So anyway, they're going to do a little keyhole surgery on it in a few days' time, and apparently it's called frozen shoulder, which is quite common in women over the age of 40 up to 60. How funny is that? So yeah, so I wanted to record this before I had that done. God, it took me long enough to explain that, didn't it? It's a good job you're kind and you're like listening to me. Yeah, so here we are. I just thought that I would interject at this point. Thank you for watching so far. This is Lou from the future, but also the past, because this video that you're watching was filmed probably 2 weeks ago now, a week and a half ago, and this bit that I'm doing is post-op. So it's Friday today. I had the operation on Sunday, and I just thought that I would come in at this point and say that it turned out that it wasn't frozen shoulder. When they looked inside, it was actually what they call a slap tear, which is a torn labrum, and it hadn't appeared on the MRI scan, that hadn't shown it. So it's basically the bit of cartilage that holds your ball and socket joint together. So that was torn from back to front. It was a clean tear, so they just stitched it up. But that explained the terrible pain and the lack of mobility, because it was essentially, I was going around with a dislocated shoulder. So yeah, so I'm recovering from the surgery now, but it's going to take longer than it would have done if it had been a frozen shoulder. I have to have it in a sling immobilised for at least 4 to 6 weeks, and then after that it will be a case of trying to regain the mobility. I'm really glad it's been fixed, and also I feel quite validated that there was something wrong, because it was kind of alarming when the MRI showed nothing, and I was thinking, I'm in a great deal of pain here, and this is like having a severe impact on my day-to-day life. There's something very wrong, and yet the test was showing there was nothing wrong. So it goes to show, this has happened to me before, you know, often your instinct, well, it's not even instinct, it's just fact about what you're feeling. It's not necessarily going to be backed up by tests, unfortunately. But anyway, I'm really glad that it has been addressed now. So I've got my day sling on here. The night one is a lot more sort of restrictive. It's got more paraphernalia. It kind of wraps all the way around my body, keeps it all tucked in and immobile. But unfortunately it does mean that I won't be able to sew at all for at least a month and probably longer. So that's a shame. But I do fully intend to still keep doing videos if I can, because I've got a lot of stuff that I can show you, you know, that I've already done. So I can do that. In terms of recovery, I'm feeling okay. I'm very, very tired, which is obviously normal after a few hours of surgery and a general anaesthetic. Yeah, really sleepy. Today's the first day I washed my hair since Sunday, so I feel a lot better for that. And as you can see, I've put a tiny bit of makeup on as well, which exhausted me. But it was nice to do it. And yeah, I just have got a lot of resting up to do. I'm thankful for the fact that that's possible. I've got a lovely husband who's being an excellent nurse, looking after me, doing all my food, really helping me a lot. So, and I'm grateful for the fact that I don't have any other commitments or anything that would make it difficult for me to heal from this. I'm lucky, aren't I, that I can take this time to get better. Yeah, so I think that was all I needed to tell you at this point. We can get back to the video now. All right then, lots of love. So the garment that I'm going to talk to you about this week is the Stella joggers. Again by Tilly and the Buttons. You know, I'm a mega fan. So you probably all already know this one. It's from the Stretch sewing book, and they're the joggers right there. Really comfy, pretty straightforward. They have pockets, they have a little drawstring, although I don't always include the drawstring. Here's the line drawing for you. I've never made the hoodie, but that could be something that I attempt in the future. I don't know if I'd wear a hoodie that often, that's why I haven't done it. I tend to like, if I want an extra layer, I tend to like a cardigan type thing that I can put on or take off quite easily and not go over my head. So the Bertha cardigan from her latest book, Make It Simple, is actually on my list. I'd probably wear that with these Stella joggers. I think that would look quite nice. Yeah, so I've actually made 4 pairs of these joggers now, and the first, I'm going to show you the first pair I made because I did them, I think it was about February last year, so February 2019, and I wore them to death. Like, I constantly wore them around the house, and I made that. Here they are. They're a bit tired looking, bless them. I made them in this fairly lightweight red stretch jersey. It's not like sweatshirt material, but it's not drapey t-shirt material. It's somewhere in the middle. And I did put in the drawstring. It's gone a little bit bobbly, that. I don't know if you can see it. See? It's just, they're very well loved, what can I say? Yeah, so the drawstring, but I didn't mind having the drawstring, but I felt like it was kind of a bit unnecessary for me. So the next ones that I made, I just left that out. But the nice addition, sorry, I'm struggling to get my arm up here. To start using my left arm. The nice addition that I decided to add was this side stripe ribbon, and I absolutely love it. It's just a pink grosgrain. Is that how you say it? Is it grosgrain or grosgrain? Answers on a postcard, please. Sometimes I like to say Petersham, but I know it's not Petersham. Petersham's the one that's got that nice little sort of tiny scalloped edge on the outside, isn't it? Is that right? Ribbon experts, tell me. But yeah, it's a lovely sort of neon pink. And what I did to do this was, before I had sewn the side seams, oh no, did I sew it after? No, I did the side seams first. I did the side seams first on the trousers and then pinned it down the back leg. So it's attached to the back leg, not the front. You can see the pocket there. And then, so the seam is there and this ribbon is attached to the back leg piece. And I just stitched it down, all the way down one side and all the way down the other. I may have chosen a different presser foot or done a stitch where the needle is a little bit over to one side to make it easier, and just carefully stitched it down, and it was way easier than I expected it to be honest. Used a slightly longer stitch because obviously it's top stitching, and yeah, no, I probably use my walking foot. That tends to be on my machine all the time now. I don't know about you, but I love that walking foot. It's a proper Janome brand one, so it fits the machine nicely. It works really well. I did have one of those cheaper ones that I got off Amazon once, but it just, this is in another league. It works. It's so much better than the cheap one that I got. So yeah, I did that. So this is my first well-loved pair, and as I say, I wore them at least twice a week for a year, possibly more. Sorry, I'm just that kind of slobby person. Slabby person? Why not? Yeah, so I thought I needed more. And especially when this lockdown happened, I was at home even more than usual. I thought this is the ideal pattern to make loads of. So I made 3 more pairs a few weeks ago now. The first one that I did was made out of this wacky fabric that I got in a local fabric sale. Now, you might recognise this fabric if you've been watching me since the very beginning. I think I actually showed you this in possibly my second video that I ever did. Well, this is the first thing I ever made out of that fabric, and it was perfect for it. Look, I just left out the waist tie, as I said, the drawstring, and kept the pockets, kept the lovely little cuffs on the ankles, and they just worked out really well. I normally hold things up on this side. No, I don't. I hold them on this side, then I can put the photo there. Always thinking, sorry, just thinking about when the photo is gonna go to show you this. Oh yeah, I posted on IG like 3 days in a row these joggers that I did in the same pose. You'll see it here now anyway. It was a bit of a laugh. Yeah, so that's the first one that I did. It's this funny sort of checked, textured, almost a ponte knit. It's mostly cotton, but there is some poly in there, which I don't love. I think it's about 60-40 cotton poly mix, but still they're really comfortable, and I think they worked out really well. So maybe I should make a Bertha cardigan in this. So I've got a matching loungewear set. What do you think? So that's what I did next. The next pair that I made, I love these. I think these are my favourite ones. Now, I made these out of the most gorgeous magenta pink Stoff jersey from First for Fabrics, and it is so soft compared with that original first pair, the red pair. This fabric is just, it's so much nicer. It's absolutely gorgeous quality, but it's a similar weight to that first pair that I made. Did the same thing with the ribbon. This time I actually used some orange ribbon that I believe I picked up, I know I did, in a set of like 5 different coloured ribbons from Paper Chase. It's not even like from a dressmaking supplies shop or anything, but ribbon's ribbon, isn't it? So it was, you know, essentially it was purchased for present wrapping, but it ended up on a pair of joggers, which I am not complaining about. Yeah, really pleased with these. Again, dead comfy, nice and lightweight. I'd highly recommend making this pattern in a lighter weight jersey than lighter than sweatshirting, because it's still comfy but nice for warmer weather or for the summertime. Top tips. Okay, so that was the second pair that I did in my recent batch sewing of these. The third pair I did, I'm wearing them today, and I made them in this lovely teal, I hope you can see in the light there, it's a teal velour, cotton velour, that I also got. I'm going to show a photograph so you can see everything. I also got that from First for Fabrics probably about a year ago. I think I got this last summer, and it was really nice to sew something with it. This, I mean, look, you can, I'm doing a bit of thigh stroking a la Vic Reeves here. It's very tactile and soft and gorgeous. The other thing that I did with these, let's see if I can get my leg up in the air, was add this lovely cuff ribbing that is from Albstoffer, and a lovely girl that I know here, lady that I know here, is German, and she went to Germany for a visit and said, oh, I'll pick some up for you, and she found me 2 different ones. The other one I'll show you another time. It's like a creamy colour with a frilly gold. Bear with me, I'm gonna get it. Might as well show you now while you're on. Here we go. Okay, so that's the one that I used on these. It was a pleasure to work with. It was really, really easy. It worked dead well. Highly recommend. And this one is the other one that I've got that's really quite cute. Don't really have any specific plans for that as yet, but it's just a nice thing to have in my stash. This little twinkly gold frill is rather sweet, isn't it? So yeah, they're the 2 ribbons that I got from Germany. Yeah, so they're my 3 Stellas. I mean, it's not that exciting, but I think it has, loungewear in itself is not that exciting, is it? But if you make it colourful and fun, then it becomes exciting, and that is very important to me. It makes me happy. You know, my other sort of joggy bottoms are all like a dark grey, but it doesn't make me happy. It doesn't spark joy. I want to wear colours, and I think if I'm going to be wearing loungewear most of the time, then I want it to be something that makes me happy. So I'm really glad that I made these in these bright colours, and they've already had a lot of wear, and I think they're going to get a lot more. So yeah, highly recommend the Stella joggers pattern. Have any of you made it? Let me know if you have. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. One friend told me that they struggled with how tight it is on the calves. It is almost, it's not a legging pattern, but you know that tapered leg cut, it can be quite close fitting, but I don't mind that. I still find it really comfortable, so it works for me. So before I go, I'm going to give you another little update on the toile that I've been making for the pastel dress that I told you about in my last video. Well, that's been tricky. I'm really struggling with this shoulder, so I'm going at, I mean, slower than a snail's pace. You know I go slow anyway all the time, but it's like ridiculous now. Anyway, I've managed to get a couple of toiles made, and the first one I did use the Megan dress pattern that I said I was going to do, and this is it. I just used some blue poly cotton that I just happened to have hanging around. So the front, sorry, I can't lift things up properly. The front looks nice. I was pleased with that. However, I lengthened it, and the back just looks pretty weird now because those back darts are just so ridiculously long. I mean, do you think they're ridiculous, or do you think it doesn't matter? I mean, I don't know. I was looking at it just thinking that looks wrong. I'm not sure about it. And then I had the idea of trying a different bodice pattern. So now this is a really old pattern that I got free with a sewing magazine years ago, and I really loved this particular view. Ooh, can you focus, darling? Let's see. Ah, there we go. I really love that. I think it's gorgeous. The back has, don't look at me, camera, you know, those back darts as well, but the front, it's just a perfect bodice in my view. So I decided to give this one a go. This is in sizes, let's see, US 6 to 14, and I made the size 14. so I made the biggest one, and it turned out quite well. I did put, sorry, this isn't really showing you very well, sorry. I did put a zip in the back of this one. Now my problem was, once I'd got this on and got my husband to zip it up for me, I'm not used to that. As I say, I've got, you know, my hands will reach very far and very far up as well. So if I've got both of them in action, I can always do a zip on a dress. That has never been an issue for me. I used to watch films and like telly programs where people would go, will you zip me up please? And I'd think, do it yourself, you lazy cow. But I'm not normal and I didn't realise that. So I had to get zipped into this, which was new for me. But the problem was, once it was on me, I couldn't do anything to adjust the fit because I can't reach far enough with this arm to be able to do anything. So I was like, oh, okay, I can see with my eyes that it's a bit big on the bust, and I can see with my eyes that it's actually a little bit tight on the waist. COVID lockdown problems. And I was like, well, what are you gonna do about that, Lou? Because I can't pinch the fabric or repin it or anything. So it almost seemed like a pointless exercise. And I was just scratching my head thinking, what the heck am I gonna do? I don't know. So it all kind of stalled after that, and I just thought, oh, I'll just proceed with it as it is. It's not a perfect fit, but I think it would still be wearable. However, once it's made, I'd probably be thinking, oh, I really wanted it to be close fitting like the Vampire's Wife dress, which is stupid. So I was stuck again. Then my lovely friend Jenny, who is Knitted Yogurt on Instagram, do you follow Cut One Pair, any of you guys? If you don't follow Cut One Pair on Instagram, follow them. They're just an adorable pair of people, Louise and Jenny, which cracks me up because that's me and my sister Louise and Jenny. And they post lovely little tutorials, inspiration for sewing, fashion inspiration, their own makes. They're just adorable and right up my street. You know, they just produce stuff that is pretty and lovely and cute. So anyway, Jenny from Cut One Pair suggested that I try a different pattern again, and that pattern was Martha by Tilly and the Buttons, which I happen to have and have never made. This was a Christmas present from Cuggers maybe, oh god, 2-3 years ago. And she was like, you know, it's got the high neck, it's a fitted bodice, it's got the kind of sleeves that you're after, or I could, you know, maybe adjust them to, oops, don't look at me, camera, to what I want it to be. And I just thought, yeah, that could really work, and I might actually keep that extra, a bit like this t-shirt, extra collar bit there. I think that would look quite nice on it. So that's my next step. However, I really honestly don't know how or when I think I'm going to do that. But yeah, I'd like to start soon. So that's all the updates on that. I hope it didn't bore you too much. Yeah, I just wanted to say all that to you and at least keep in touch a little bit before I go and get this silly shoulder fixed. And hopefully I'll have this edited and up before I go and do that, and maybe I'll be able to share some more stuff with you when I'm recovering. That would be really nice. So yeah, I hope you're all doing really well and doing lots of sewing. Tell me about what you're doing. I want to know. Tell me in the comments. Yeah, take care, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed, just do it. You got nothing to lose. You know, I fully intend to be sharing more, so I think it would be worth your while. Just saying. All right then, have a gorgeous day all of you, and thank you again for watching. Speak soon and keep stitching. First of all, no, that's rubbish.